Well, today is a special day. I have come out to Granny's to look at her green beans. If you can see behind me, there's hardly any beans there. Maybe it was lack of rain early on. We planted 2 types of beans here, Malibu and white half runners, and they just didn't do good. My mom has a video on that, and I'll leave a link in the description to that. And we planted these really pretty zinnias. She would have loved that. So I come out here because my uncle brought me, maybe the day before yesterday, this bag of beans. This is just a handful of beans that he did pick off of these. So I come out here to see if I could find any more, and I'm going to cook these, and I'm going to share with you Granny's secret, or one of her secrets, to her green beans, why they were so good. Granny made the best green beans out of anyone in the family. We all agreed her beans were the best, and I think she had a couple reasons why that was so I will share her secret with you. And I just wanted to give you a glance at the garden here. Looks like she's got a really pretty flower kind of growing maybe through the porch lattice over there. I can show that to you too. It's special though. I keep reaching for my sunglasses, they're not there. It's special being out here because she would have loved knowing that we had planted the beans here and that we were keeping her little garden plot alive. Of course, you know, when she was younger and able to, they planted a lot in the big garden down there in front of me and Austin's house. But then as they got older, Pap and Granny, and then as Granny got older, they just planted a garden here. And oftentimes we would help them in the early spring get that going. And it's just very special memories. So many times we sat right here in chairs and talked and visited and planted, and it's so special. Of course, makes me sad. Told myself I wouldn't cry. It makes me miss them, but also so thankful for the legacy of my grandparents. So let's look and see if we see any beans at all. I think I already see a bean or two. Not many, but there's certainly some in here. Hope there's an ant too. We'll put him out. There's certainly some in here to do something with. So I'm back inside. It's pretty hot out there. I did go down and pick some of our beans just to add to these, so I would have enough, so I would have a mess of beans. That's what my grandma would have said. So many times she would come down to the big garden or go out to her little garden where we were just at, and she would say, I'm gonna go get me a mess of beans for dinner. So that's what I've got here, is a mess of beans. Pick just a few more so I'd have enough. And I'm sitting down and stringing them. And then I'm going to break them. I've already rinsed these. But it's time to tell you Granny's secret to her good green beans, because I told you I would tell you. Something about Granny's green beans. As I said, everybody thought hers were the best in the family. Even though all of us have cooked beans many times, they just never compared to Granny's. So here were her secrets. Part of it was, I think, the variety of beans that she grew. She loved white half runners. That was ultimately her favorite. She did like cornfield beans. She liked peanut beans, some greasy beans. Oh, that one went in the floor. But her favorite was white half runners. So I think that's part of the secret, is growing that type. You have to comment below and let me know what your favorite type of green beans is. Here's the next secret. It's what she seasoned her green beans with. She seasoned her green beans with vegetable oil. And I did not know this until really just, I don't know, maybe the last 3 or 4 years. And I was like, Granny, you season your beans with vegetable oil? I did not know that. Vegetable oil. It's really not something you want to eat. It's just a seed oil, and it's pretty gross. But listen, even after I found that out, I had no problem eating my grandma's green beans, because the third and final secret that I think made them so good, and perhaps this will sound a little bit corny, is the love. Her love of green beans and her love of cooking for her family. As silly as it sounds, I truly think that transferred into the food she made, especially her green beans. And I believe that her love canceled out the vegetable oil, so I was not worried about eating it. And I was more than happy to eat her green beans every chance I got, because I knew there would be a day that would come where I wouldn't get to anymore. So, I think those were her secrets that made them so good. The type of bean, the seasoning, but mostly I think just that she loved green beans, and she loved cooking for her family. She loved canning green beans. She was crazy about green beans. She really was. And very sweet. Her green beans were truly the best. So some of these larger beans that I've got right here that would be fairly tough, I'm just breaking them open to get out the little shelly beans. And then I'll, just kind of discard the husk here. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I've heard my mother-in-law talk about her nanny. That's what she called her nanny. That she could cook better than anybody could. And you can just see her going back in her mind and thinking about all the things that her nanny cooked for her and how good it was. And I've heard so many people's stories like that their grandma or whoever it was to them just was the best cook. And certainly, I think it was the wisdom. If you're a grandma of that age, you've cooked a lot. Like a lot. You've cooked many meals. You've learned a lot about the kitchen. You've learned what's good. You've learned what's not. You're a very experienced cook. But I think it's the love. I think it's just like the wisdom and the love and all of that. I really think there's something to that. It's like, I think when you cook something at home, oftentimes when you cook stuff at home, it is better for you than eating out. But I think there's also the element of you cooked it in your house, and there's something about that. Maybe that just sounds weird, but I think that there's just something about it, because it was cooked by you, cooked in your environment. I think it's good for you. I don't know. Maybe that's weird, but I think it's the same thing of family, or even a close friend. Like, you go to their house and they cook you a meal. It's not just the meal, but it's that they prepared it with their hands and they care for you. And I really think there's something to that. So those were Granny's green bean secrets. I have so many good memories of green beans and Granny. Coming to the garden and picking beans with her, or taking her to the fruit stand so she could buy some extra beans to can, or helping her can green beans, eating green beans at her house. Wow. So many good memories. And breaking beans. I have set on her couch watching Gunsmoke or any other Western many a time and broke beans with her and Pap. And then, you know, when my grandpa passed away, just her. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna finish stringing these beans and I'm gonna break them up. I've already washed them and I'm actually gonna wash them again after I get them broke. Then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna cook them, and this is pretty much how she did. Although I'll use maybe bacon grease instead of vegetable oil to season mine with. But sitting here doing this jogged my memory of something, and I'm so glad I remembered this. Somewhere, if I can find it, if it's readily easy for me to find, I did have it pulled out the other day when I was a teenager, and I would go out to my grandparents' house and we would break beans, or I would just visit with them. There was a summer where I wrote down just things that we did or things that they said. And somewhere there's something about green beans wrote down. And if I can find it, I will read it to you when I'm done breaking these beans. While I'm breaking these, stringing and breaking these, I'll sit here and see if I can remember where it's at. And then if I can and I find it, I'll read it to you and then show you how I'm going to cook these. This was a little notebook that I got from somewhere with these little pages, and I wrote different stuff. So this is about Granny and Pap and just about different things in my life at the time. So this was July 31st, 2012. This was almost exactly 14 years ago to the day, because the day I'm filming this, it won't be the same day you're watching it, but the day I'm filming this is July 30th. So I entitled this little story, Green Bean Ice Cream. So yesterday, Katie and I were at Granny and Pap's. We were breaking beans. Before we left, I got some ice cream, vanilla in a jumbo cone, while Katie washed the dishes. I guess Katie got the bad end of the deal in this story. Since I was still there, I kept breaking beans. Then I said I wish they made green bean flavored ice cream. Pap reared back in his chair like usual, and I was on the couch behind him. And he just laughed and said, "Green bean ice cream, I've heard it all now. But I think green bean ice cream would be good." I was thinking though, from my memory, maybe there was something in here about Granny. But regardless, we were breaking beans in this story because Granny, as I said, was the green bean queen. Just a funny story to read and think back on. So these beans have been boiling for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to drain them, rinse them, put new water back in. Doing this initial boil just kind of gets the scum off or any kind of film off, and then they're going to taste better in the end if you do that. So the beans are now on their second and final boil. These are going to boil for a few hours. I'll just keep them simmering. But just to reiterate what I did, I washed them, then I strung them and broke them, then I boiled them for 10 minutes. Rinsed all that off, changed the water, and put them back on to boil. Now this is where I'm going to season them. I'm not going to use vegetable oil like Granny, but I am going to use bacon grease. Now if I have bacon, I'll use that instead of the grease, but I don't have bacon thawed out in my fridge right now. So I will use a spoonful of bacon grease. That's probably plenty, if not too much, considering this is not a lot of beans. And then this is just a little bit of olive oil. And then I'll do salt and pepper. Just kind of eyeball it. And then these will boil, and simmer for a couple hours, and then they should be done by supper time. I love knowing that I'm cooking green beans that we grew at Granny's this year. Before I end this video, I wanted to just share with you some music that I had been working on. Recently, maybe a couple months ago, Austin and I went down to see his parents. And sometimes me and his mom will go shopping, and I like to go to the Goodwills down there because it's a large area, and so there's a lot of clothes and different things. And I found this book, and I can't remember if I've mentioned this on the channel or not. If I have, I'm sorry if it's a repeat, but I found this really old songbook. When I first picked it off the shelf, I didn't know it was a songbook, but the books were kind of haphazard on the shelf, and I just noticed that the binding looked really old, and I pulled it off and was really surprised to see that it was a really old hymn book. And I meant to bring it out here with me, and I didn't. So I'm going to overlay some footage, but at the moment I can't remember the year when I was looking at it. 1900s, earlier 1900s. But it was this beautiful songbook. Some of the songs I recognized, some of them I did not. And I thought, how cool would it be to pick a song out of the book, and especially the ones that I didn't know, maybe the ones that I looked up and couldn't find much about online, to see if I could learn. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to do that. I would like to do that, but at this point it's hard to commit to doing big projects like that, you know, with a toddler. But it's a nice idea, and I do like it. It's a very nice book, and there's a song in the book. I apologize, I'm gonna have to use my phone, but I texted it to my uncle because I listened to it and it was beautiful, and I said, do you think we could learn this? Let me just pull it up for you. It's called Open My Eyes That I Might See, and it's this beautiful song, and I had never heard it, but I saw it in that book and thought, I'll just look it up and see if I can find it. Beautiful song. So that is one, Open My Eyes That I Might See. That's something I would like to work on, but there is something I'm going to play for you that I'm working on, though it's not that yet. But it's a really nice thought, I think, to pick a song and just go through the book. And even in our newer hymn books that we use at church, you know, I say newer, but they were using those when I was a little girl, so they're probably 30 years old. Some of them are older. But some of those old hymns, they're just not sung as much anymore, and there will come a time where, you know, some of them may kind of go extinct, you know, if people don't sing them. And I can't read music, so that makes it a little bit challenging. If I want to learn a song, I need to hear it. That's how I learn, is by hearing it. So if I look it up and it already exists, that is good for me to learn it and put it out there. But I would really like to learn the obscure ones that I can't find a recording of, but I don't know how to do that because I can't read music. So I'll keep thinking on that. But there was a song that we sung at church on Sunday, this last Sunday, and I know I've heard this song before, but I'm sure I did when I was a kid, but I don't necessarily remember hearing it. And it's called It's Still the Blood, and I'm just going to play a verse and a chorus because I'm just in love with the song right now. I love it. I want to play it for you, but I also have an idea. I want me and Katie to do it together later, so I don't want to do the whole thing yet. But I've been working on that, and there's also this just little random melody that I learned. I learned it from a video on YouTube from this man he lives not in Germany, but I don't know, somewhere over there. He doesn't live here. And it's just this beautiful little melody, and I can't really remember what it's called or where he even said he learned it, or if I can even get back to the video. But I like to play it, so I thought I'm going to play those two things. One more thing, and then I will hush up and start playing. Woody lately has been asking me to play guitar. It's very sweet. He likes to hear it, but then he likes to strum it. He put a pick in there that I've still not got out. He likes to get a pick. He tries to steal the one I'm playing with. But it's very sweet. And he can kind of say guitar, but he says das. He will say das, das. I don't know why he says that, but I know that he wants me to go get my guitar. And so I'm working with him to get him to call it guitar and not das. But it's very sweet that he wants me to play it. And because of that, that's made me just pick it up and get it out of the case more and play it. I love playing music, and if I'm being honest, I get just a little bit self-conscious really often that we don't put much music on the channel anymore, because that's what this channel started as, was music. And I love playing music for fun. I love playing music for the Lord, to worship the Lord, and so I'm hoping maybe, you know, Woody will continue to inspire me to pick it up some more. So maybe I'll play this little melody for a second, and then sing a verse and a chorus of this beautiful song, and then I will leave you. I kind of got lost at the end. Let's play it one more time just for fun. That was a little bit fast. just something simple and fun. If I ever remember the name of it, I'll put it in the description, but I can't remember the name of it. So for the chorus, or for the verse and the chorus, I apologize, I'm going to have to look up the words on my phone too, because this is Thursday and I heard the song Sunday, so I still don't know it very good. Okay, let's look up the lyrics, but man, it's just so good. So good. I've not even tried to sing this yet by myself. Not even tried to, so this will be the first time. And I don't know what key I would do it in. I've not even tried to play it yet. Alright, I'm going to attempt, that was the key of C, I'm going to attempt to play this in the key of D. So, never played this before yet, so first time here, we'll see how many takes that this will get me. It's just a verse and a chorus. Once I wandered in sin's black night, there was no way to make my wrongs right. Then the old accuser to the Lord he did cry, she is a sinner and now she must die. Then I heard a voice saying, Father, I'll go and I'll pay your sin debt in Calvary's flow. I'll bear in my body the marks of the cross to save this child who is sin sick and lost. And it's still the blood that saves from sin. It's still the blood that cleanses within. From the highest star in heaven to the depths of the sea, it's still the blood of Jesus that brings victory to me. So that was that was a little bit rocky there, because that's the first time I've ever done it. But oh my gosh, what a song. I just love those lyrics, especially the part that says, you know, I hear a voice that says I'll go. Wow, that's just so powerful. So that's just, I guess, maybe a little bit of a teaser, because I want to do the whole song. There's just one more verse, but I want to, you know, sing it with Katie, and maybe I could find some harmony, and we can add a fiddle part, and maybe Paul, if he wanted to add a guitar part, and he can play it with us. But wow, what a song. That's just beautiful. And I love sitting here, you know, playing on Granny's porch. It's sweet, you know. I miss her so much, and in some ways it makes me so sad. But it makes me happy, too, because I know she's in a better place, and I'm thankful that I had my grandparents for so long, and just all the good things and the influence they were in my life. So it's a nice little shady spot here. I wanted to play this, but oftentimes if you play outside, the music just kind of goes up and the sound is not really great. But I was trying to figure out kind of how maybe I could do both, where I could still be outside. And then I thought, what about Granny's porch? That'll be a nice place to film. It'll be outside, lots of natural light, but then, you know, the walls and the roof maybe will keep the music from disappearing too much, so the recording will be better. So I think I will leave you here, maybe keep playing, maybe just for a little bit. But as always, thank you for watching. God bless you, God keep you, and I will see you on the next one. It's time to taste the green beans. They're hard. Also, I feel like you guys are cooking. Okay, that's better. Maybe. Maybe a little better. Okay. Ooh. Oh man. Those are so good. I always forget how good fresh green beans are.